Hi guys, and welcome to another video of practicing English and practicing your English comprehension. You'll have to excuse me and forgive me a little bit because as you can see in the background, my room is a little bit messy. I have some clean clothes sitting there on my bed, but they have not been folded. Where are they? There they are. And you can see my green backpack as well, right over there behind me. My room is a little bit chaotic, and it's even worse on the floor. Thankfully, you cannot see the floor. You cannot see the floor in this video. Today, I wanted to make a video talking about a not so fun topic. The topic is layoffs. The word layoff basically means when a company decides to fire or decides to terminate, decides to let go of some of its employees. So for whatever reason, whether it be the company realizes they have too many employees, or maybe the profits are down for that quarter, or the company isn't doing well financially, there is a plentitude of reasons as to why a company might do layoffs, but it's a word that you should definitely learn because you're going to see it in a lot of headlines recently. And you're going to see this word more and more as more layoffs happen because, at least in the United States, the economy isn't doing so hot. The economy isn't doing so well. And a lot of companies are laying off some of their employees. The reason this topic is top of mind for me is last week, my company laid off about 10% of my department, and some of my friends were affected and lost their jobs. Luckily for me, I did not lose my job. I'm so grateful. But like I said, a lot of my friends did lose their jobs, and so many people that I know, my coworkers, were affected by this recent layoff. And I'm not gonna lie, I have to be honest, this week has been pretty difficult for me. It feels weird saying that because obviously last week or this week in general was way more difficult for the people who lost their jobs. And obviously, I feel horrible for them, and they got it the worst. But yeah, as someone who is left behind, who still has their job, thankfully, I do feel sad also because, this decision came out of nowhere. It was very unexpected. There was no warning. There was no notice of, hey, you're going to lose your job in a couple weeks. It was just very random and very abrupt, very, very abrupt. And so, yeah, it's been difficult. And I feel a little bit guilty saying that I feel bad because obviously they ended up in a way worse situation. But I do feel bad and a little bit depressed this week because, this time around, my company laid off 10% of my department. But I don't think it's the end of the layoffs. I think there will be more layoffs to come, unfortunately. And you might ask me, well, what was the reason for this layoff? And my company specifically cited AI or artificial intelligence as the reason for the layoffs. Recently, my company has adopted so many different AI tools in our daily work, and our bosses, our managers, our leaders, the executives of the company have really pushed for AI to be incorporated in all aspects of our daily work. And so a lot of me and my coworkers were already kind of suspicious that the company was having us kind of test and possibly even train some of these new AI tools. And now that the layoffs happened, and one of the reasons cited was the expansion of AI in our company, it's pretty evident that that was indeed the case. So going forward, it was a little bit hard to work this week. It's still difficult seeing those empty chairs of people I saw just the other day, and now they're never going to sit next to me again. And seeing everybody post on LinkedIn, if you're familiar with LinkedIn, it's a social network specifically for people searching for jobs and talking about work. So yeah, it's definitely hasn't been easy, but I'm trying my best to hang in there. And also I'm trying to maybe update my resume a little bit just in case these layoffs affect me in the future, which unfortunately I think will happen. I'm not trying to manifest anything negative, but I'm just trying to be realistic. So hopefully, at the very least, you were able to learn some new vocabulary regarding layoffs, regarding work. And I hope this video helped you take some notes after you watch this video and write at least 5 words or 5 phrases that you didn't know before clicking on this video. Write down the definitions and study them until you learn them by memory. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.